Hi, this is number 3 on my list. Don't try too hard. I know that sounds weird, right? To say don't try too hard. Because I want you to be a hard worker. I want you to study. I want you to put yourself into your craft. But now I'm going to tell you what I did in my career that was holding me back for a long time and I didn't even know it. So my very first acting job, I was in the room with a casting director who I had actually studied with, because in New York, they would often teach workshops and you would go and sign up for the workshop and you'd get to learn a casting director's name, personality, they'd get to know your work, all of that stuff, right? So I was auditioning for a casting director who I had seen in a class. And she had me do the scene again and again. And then she finally said, "All right, Dawnnie, I'm going to tell you what you're doing." I'm like, what am I doing? Because you're doing it again. You're trying too hard. I'm like, what do you mean I'm trying too hard? I didn't even understand. She said, the role is young and sweet. You are showing me that you can be young and sweet. Stop. Just be you. You're already young and sweet. It's like a light bulb went off in my head from that day on. I was like, oh. And I just toned it down. And that's what it means by dial it down. Just breathe and be. That doesn't mean that I hadn't already done the homework, the prep work to figure out who my character was and my beats and actions and what I was doing and my important words and all of those things that I talked about in the first module. I already had that in my back pocket, but now I just let it go and I just was. And I got the part. Don't try too hard. And that goes for personally as well. Here's another huge mistake I made. Totally different casting director, totally different time in my life. But I was so excited to get the part that I sent the casting director this enormous centerpiece of flowers with a huge thank you note. That's over the top. You imagine if they got a huge bouquet of flowers for every actor they cast. I was a little irritating. And I actually got the part, thankfully, but it was on the table at the table read when I went for the first day of the TV show. They had a table read. And she kind of gave me this look like, you're the weird one that I cast anyway because I liked your work, but you were over the top. Like, it's too kissy-kissy. Right? A nice thank you note in the mail, fine, right? But that was over the top. So don't try too hard. So the B, the other side of that, is do the homework and do trust it. And now just be real, right? It would have been just as easy for me to just send them a thank you note instead of trying too hard to prove I was thankful. Just be real.